Blind love. What truths do we refuse to see? Yes, you guessed it. I'm talking about Dhritarashtra. Welcome to 21 Days, 21 Stories from the Mahabharata, and this is Meera here on Copy and Conversation. I would like to begin with a question. Have you ever known something but behaved as though you didn't? Not because you couldn't see it, because seeing it would ask something of you. Perhaps you've noticed a friend changing. You've sensed a relationship growing distant. You've also seen someone you love making choices that may one day hurt them. You notice, you feel it, and then you tell yourself, maybe I'm overthinking. Maybe things will change on their own. Over a period of time, it'll be all right. This isn't the right time to say anything. Sometimes not seeing becomes easier than seeing. Yes, I mean what I say. Sometimes not seeing becomes easier than seeing. And I want to talk about that today. The story that I want to share, like, for example, when people hear the name Dhritarashtra, they often think of blindness. But today, I would like us to yes, absolutely. I would want, like us to look beyond his eyes. Imagine being a father. Imagine loving your child with everything you have, wanting only the best from them. Sorry, for them. Now imagine slowly noticing choices that actually troubles you. Small moments, little sign, some decisions, nothing dramatic, nothing that is impossible to ignore. Yet, one decision to look away becomes another and another, until silence becomes that habit. The Ritrashtra story is not only about what he could not see, it's also about what became difficult to acknowledge. uh, every day, it was a blindfold, I would call it as. We often think blindness belongs only to the eyes. But life shows us something different. Sometimes our eyes are open, yet our attention quietly closes. Yes, in front of us, you see so many things. We see rather so many things happening. Our eyes are wide open. The brain is saving whatever it's seeing, but we are silent. Life shows us something different. We open our eyes, yet our attention again goes quiet. We ignore the tiredness in our own body. We dismiss those, what is that, discomfort or uncomfortable conversations. We overlook repeated behavior because admitting it would change the relationship. It is to face you. You're scared to speak about it. The blindfold is not over our eyes. It rests gently over our willingness. It's like, like a crack in the wall. Imagine noticing a tiny crack in the wall of your home. It seems harmless. You walk past it every day, you look at it, visitors might not notice either. The life continues. Weeks become months, the cracks grow. The wall was never asking for your attention because it wanted to trouble you. Yes, the wall was not asking for your attention because it was wanting to trouble you. It was asking because it wanted to remain standing. Wall is supposed to stand, right? Sometimes truth is like that. It doesn't shout. The whisper is louder. The silence is louder. It quietly waits to be noticed. Looking at Dhritarashtra, like I said, differently, I often wondered if Dhritarashtra love too much, or did he become afraid of what love might require? Because real love sometimes asks uncomfortable things, to correct, to question, or to disappoint, or to even to say, I know you may not like hearing this, but I cannot pretend everything is fine. Definitely need to bring this across. I need to bring it in front of your eyes. I want you to show what you are doing. That is one of love's deepest forms, right? It might look disappointing, but it's okay to get disappointed with your loved ones who's showing you the truth rather than just wearing a mask in the name of, what is that? Power? But it's not power. I would like to bring this closer. Have you ever delayed conversation because you didn't want to hurt someone? Days have passed, weeks have passed. The conversation became heavier and heavier, not because the problem grew overnight, because the silence quietly added its own weight every day. Sometimes we think silence protects relationships, but silence can also protect problems. If the problem should not be protected, problem should be discussed. It's like a mirror that we avoid. There is a mirror, there's a mirror in every home. If our hair is untidy, the mirror doesn't become rude. If we look tired, the mirror is not going to slap on your face. The mirror doesn't become unkind. It just simply reflects, or it simply acknowledges the way you are. Truth often behaves like that. It doesn't arrive to embarrass us. It's in our perception. Embarrassment, yes, we are normal human and we definitely feel what we feel. But often behaves like that, right? It arrives to help us notice. Yet many of us walk past that mirror. Not because it lies, because it tells us something we are not ready to see, not ready to wear, not ready to accept, let alone acknowledging. Love without, what do you say? Love without looking away. Uh, Loving someone isn't about agreeing with everything they do, it is staying beside them while still being honest. Imagine a gardener. They water the plant. They protect it from harsh weather. They keep it, nourished. But they also trim the branches every now and then, right? Sometimes, I never like this fact about cutting those flowers, remove this from the plants. But they say once it's flowered, take that flower, cut it off because the next thing needs to grow there, right? They protect it, like we are so protective about it, not because, gardener doesn't trim those branches because it is not because he dislikes them, because they want it to grow. Care with uh, care without honesty can become comfort, but care with honesty will lead to the growth. Looking at our own selves before asking whether we ignore someone else's behavior, perhaps I feel we should ask ourselves another question: what truth about my own life have I been postponing? The habit that I know isn't serving me, something that we need to look about, and the apology that I have delayed to someone or to myself. The rest I keep avoiding. The dream I've quietly placed on a shelf. Sometimes the hardest person to be honest with is our own self. Before we end today, I just want to get into this reflection mode. I would like to leave you with three questions. Yeah, like always. What truth have you quietly walked past? What are you hoping will disappear if you ignore it now? And what might change if you gently choose to look at it today? The Dhritarashtra story is not only about blindness, it is about what happens when love becomes afraid of the honesty. I want to close it now and also put an invitation for tomorrow. I want you to meet Bhishma. When I say tomorrow, yeah, the next episode. A man remembered for his wisdom, strength, and silence. But beneath his silence lies another question. When does silence become a participation? When does it become a participating certificate? Until then, notice the truths waiting patiently in your life. Not to accuse you, not to, say you, hey, what is this? Simply to be seen. Sometimes the first step towards a change is not fixing anything. It is simply choosing not to look away what is there in front of us. We have been hiding it under the carpet, and the carpet is just looking at you, staring at you, and say, hey, it's gonna stink. Buddy, just clear it off. So, thank you for showering me with your love, feedback, and sharing your experiences and also reflections. It really means a lot. Thank you for joining me here on Copy and Conversation. I'll meet you with the next episode on Bhishma. Until then, thanks again. Take care of yourself. And definitely, when you're standing in front of the mirror, please smile. It will smile back.